And welcome to Technology Tap. I'm Professor J-Rod. Happy New Year, everybody. It is now 2023, and we're about to start the year with some A-plus questions. Let's get to it. All right, welcome everyone. Hope everybody's listening had a fabulous new year. As we put a bow on 2022, and we look forward to great things happening in 2023. And if you did not get any certifications in 2022, forget about it. That year has already passed. Let's look on forward to 2023 and let's get our certification. All right, so today we're going to go over some 1101 questions. I had a student a listener actually email me and told me that they like the questions, but they're too short. So instead of making it 4 questions, I'm going to make it 6. So that way we get a little bit more. But they actually like the question part of the podcast. All right. Oh, and as always, you can follow the questions at professorjrod.com. I'll put all the links in the show notes. It's going to be professorjrod.com/A+ questions part 2. And that's what they'll be. So professorjrod.com, A+ questions part 2. So that's what it'll be. All right. So you can follow along. All right. Question number 1. A technician is diagnosing a workstation that shuts down unexpectedly during a burn-in test. Which of the following is most likely cause for this symptom? A, faulty CMOS battery. B, OS update issue. C, overheating. D, faulty RAM. Well, if you want to know what a burn-in test, it's just, you get a computer and you're just testing it, right? So you might be running some diagnostics, continually running it, scanning it, making sure that it meets whatever standards that you may have. So that's a burn-in test. Which of the following is most likely the cause of this symptom? Well, there's 2 that you could eliminate right away. Well, what's going to shut down a computer, right? Randomly. Well, it's not going to be the CMOS battery, right? It's not. Because even if the battery was messed up, having it plugged in, right? That's where it's getting its power from. So that wouldn't be it. And the battery has nothing to do with power anyway. The CMOS battery is only used to keep the time and date and all the configurations that you have on it. OS update, operating system update issue. Well, we had any issues with updating, it will still turn on. You might have a software issue, but this seems to be more of a hardware issue that's going on. So then you're left with overheating and faulty RAM. Now, if you did have a problem with RAM, it's possible that it will shut down. But the most likely cause is overheating. So the answer is C, overheating. All right, next. A user submitted a ticket to report an issue with a new printer that is no longer accepting new print jobs. The technician verifies that the printer is on and notices the printer LCD screen has the following error message. Paper jam infuser. Which of the following is the most effective next step the technician should complete? So again, we see this question, or we see this most in the statement. And most, it could be, it's really looking for the best answer. It might not be the answer, right? It's the most likely answer. That's kind of like, that's how you have to look at it. So here are the choices. Applying a maintenance kit to the printer. Check the printer path to locate any obstructions or obstacles. Turn the printer on and off to see if the error clears. And replace diffuser. Honestly, I would turn it on and off. Usually that's what we all do when we have our issues with our printers, but it's no longer accepting new print jobs. So that's not going to fix that. And the technician verifies that the printer's on and notices that he has an error on the screen. So, turning it on and off is not gonna work. Replacing the diffuser is not going to work because it's a paper jam, right? So the most likely answer, there's the clue in, these questions, is check the paper path to include any obstructions. It's a print jam. So that's the answer. The answer is B. All right, next one. A technician is installing new power supplies for the application engineering team's workstation. The management team has not yet made a decision about installing dual graphic cards, but they want to proceed with the project anyway. Which of the following power supplies will provide the best solutions? A, 100 watt 24 pin modular power supply. B, 220 volt 9,000 joule surge protector. C, 500 watt redundant power supply. Or D, 2000 volt uninterruptible power supply. So which one you can eliminate right off the bat? It's the surge protector, right? That's not going to do anything, right? That's not going to help you with this. So the surge protector's out. Also, you can remove the UPS. Graphic cards. And as we all know, or we should know, graphic cards are the most power intensive component that you may have on your computer. So the answer is A for that one. All right, next. The IT department at an insurance brokerage needs to acquire a laptop that have built-in fingerprint readers in order to create a more secure environment. Which of the following would be the most secure way to implement fingerprint readers? Again, we see that word most. So here are the choices. Grant all registered employees access to each machines. Restrict device access to only the users to whom the laptop is assigned. Limit device access to departments and guest users. D, give each member a USB drive that bypasses the reader to allow guest users to log in. All right. So they want laptops that have built-in fingerprint readers to create a more secure environment. Secure environment, that's the key word. So which one we can eliminate right away? Anything to do with guest users, right? Anything to do with guest users. So you can eliminate C and D right off the bat. especially D. Right, to bypass the reader, we don't want that. So C and D, is it C and D? Yes, C and D are eliminated right away. So you're left with A and B, grant all registered employees access to each machine, or restrict device access to only the users to whom the laptop is assigned. And that's the answer. The answer is B. All right, the answer is B. All right, next one. An organization maintains various record types, including health and criminal justice records. Which of the following cloud environment is the organization most likely to use to limit the attack? Again, we see that word most. And I just picked these questions out randomly that I saw on the internet. So, it may be that most is one thing that they're using more, or maybe it's just, I just picked out. This was not done on purpose. So, all right. So the choices are public, hybrid, community, and private. And what does the organization want to do? They want to maintain health and criminal records so that nobody else will see them. Right? Which of the following cloud environments is the organization most likely to use to limit the attack service? We have public, hybrid, community, and private. Which one do you think it is? The answer is, well, public and community you can eliminate right away because you don't want anybody else to have access to it, right? Or somebody from the public attacking it, or somebody from another community if you're using community cloud to infiltrate yours. So you're left with hybrid and private. Which one is the most secure one? Private. So the answer is D, as in David. All right, that's pretty good. All right, last one, ladies and gentlemen. A technician is upgrading a legacy wireless router for a home user. After installing the new router and configuring the SSID to be the same, none of the devices will connect to the network. Period. Which of the following should the technician check next? A, DHCP pool configuration. B, MAC filtering list. C, wireless protocol settings. And D, ONS servers. Well, if you had them connected and you changed the router and kept the same, it doesn't say anything about passwords. I know I told you before, let's not assume in the CompTIA exam, but you changed the SSID, so let's assume that the password is also the same, right? Which one of these could be an issue? Well, it's not going to be the HTTP pool configuration. That's out. It's not going to be wireless protocol settings, right? Because it says none of the devices can connect to the network. And I'm assuming it's, again, not really good to assume in CompTIA, but that wired and wireless cannot connect. So it's B, MAC filtering list. Could have been that the other was on a, it could be that this new router is set up for MAC filtering. So, could be that the new one is it's the only one that makes sense in this, to be honest. It's the only one that makes sense. So those are the 6 questions that we've gone over A+. I'm going to do more of these. Of course, I love doing more of these. I know I haven't been as active as even I would want in doing these podcasts. I apologize. I'm trying, to do my best, but just life just gets in the way. And, there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on the side. I have a research that I'm doing, trying to do my doctorate. And I studied for 2 CompTIA exams, Cloud Plus and CYSA Plus. I was studying for that and passed. So those things take up a lot of my time. But here's some good news. If you are in the New York or New Jersey area, there is a company that is offering free A+ class. But there are a couple of requirements. One, that you be unemployed or underemployed. And what underemployed means is that like your part-time work. And two, if you're a student, you're not a full-time student. And three, if you are a student, you're not receiving like financial aid. Right? This is free. You don't have to do anything. You just have to show up. It's for A+. I think the company's doing it A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, but they're starting out with A+. Now, it's not, you have to be in person. It's not remote. So you have to be, and it's located in Westchester County in New York. I think the town is Ardsley, in Westchester. Now, if you're interested, email me, professorjrod@gmail.com. I'll send the information over to the company, and they'll contact you. But this is a good opportunity if you live in the New York, New Jersey area, even Connecticut, because it's not far from Connecticut, and want to get this free A+ class and potentially Network Plus and Security Plus. If you live nearby and you could make it to the class, this is somebody who's helping, people with low income trying to better themselves, which is I'm absolutely for. If you guys know me personally, you know that's a big thing for me, helping people who want to do better for themselves. So if you're underemployed or unemployed and not receiving any government help, as far as like if you in school, just shoot me an email, professorjrod@gmail.com. It is not remote. So if you're like in California, you cannot do it unless you're going to fly in every weekend, right? It's in person. It's located in Westchester County in New York. So if you're nearby and you want to do this for free, email me. I'll get you in touch with the company that is doing it. And, you take it from there. All right. So the time we have today, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that 2023 brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of success. But remember, you got to put in the work. Until next time, guys. This has been a presentation of Little Chacha Productions. Art by Sarah, music by Jokin. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at professorjrod@gmail.com.